Starting with our roll downs for our upper body stretch today, dropping the chin down in towards the chest, allowing the arms to hang heavy out of the shoulder joints. The legs can either be bent or straight here. Breathing in at the bottom and breathing out to roll yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back, breathing in at the top, chin in towards chest, breathing out to roll down. Breathing in at the bottom and then breathing out to roll yourself all the way back up to standing. You can choose if the legs are bent or straight. You can also choose to spend a little bit more time in something that feels a little bit stuck. And rolling down one last time, chin in towards chest, allowing the head to lead, and then using your abdominals to roll yourself all the way back up. We're coming into a lateral flexion stretch now, and you can take your feet wide, toes pointing out, toes in parallel, and we're going to just allow our body to drop to the left hand side. Bit of free movement in the head as we reach one arm down and the other arm up. Reaching the arm up towards the ceiling, allowing the head to drop and stretching all the way down. Our next stretch is a spine twist with a little bit of a twist. So you're going to take your arms shoulder height in front of you and then lift them up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're holding a box and you're twisting from your waist. Please make note that the hips are staying still and facing forward. Breathing in to twist and breathing out to twist. Our next variation of our spine twist is with our bow and arrow arms. Pulling one arm and allowing yourself to twist a little bit more. Think about getting a little bit taller as we twist round. Breathing in and breathing out. And you can spend a little bit more time here if you need to. Our next stretch is our standing cat and cow stretch. This is great for your upper back in terms of extension. It's also really good to get to know all of those sticky parts of your spine. A little bit free flowing with this one, leading with the crown of the head, the hands slide down, we breathe in as we extend up. And we breathe out, chin in towards chest, use the abdominals to round up, and then squeeze the shoulders together, and then repeat, rolling down, breathing in, and then breathing out, chin in towards chest, scoop the abdominals up, rolling yourself back. This is a feel-good stretch, so you really want to find all of those spots that feel good and feel nice in this stretch. So for the next exercise, we are going to need a TheraBand. Do not worry if you don't have a TheraBand. You can use a pair of socks, a pair of tights, and whatever it is that has a little bit of stretch, a little bit of resistance. So I'm going to use a TheraBand. And you want to place the band so that it's on your thighs to start with. And we're going to bring the band up to shoulder height and then lifting it up and over the head. And this is just to get a feel of how the shoulders are moving. It's really important in this exercise that the shoulders are allowed to move without opening the rib cage. Again, we want to just be isolating the shoulder joints here. So once we've gotten used to that stretch of taking the arms up and overhead, see if we can pulse it back just a little more. And again, keep those ribs nice and soft and heavy. And then dropping the chin in towards the chest, taking the band behind the head, and then straightening the arms. Again, if you need to bend the legs or if you need to tuck the pelvis in, whatever it is to keep the ribs closed, then please do that. And bring those arms down. We are staying with the TheraBand for this next exercise. I'm going to show you where your hands need to be. The band is around the top of the pelvis and the palms of your hands are facing towards you. Elbows are bent, shoulders are slightly rolled forward, and then you want to roll and squeeze the shoulders together, back and down. We are then going to take some small or big lifts towards the back of the room. And this is to really keep the chest nice and open. Notice if you can keep the shoulders squeezing. And if we feel comfortable, we are going to take this into a bit of a forward fold. Gravity is your friend here. So do allow your arms to drop up and over. And again, it does not matter how wide your hands are or how narrow your hands are, just getting a stretch that works for you. Again, your legs can be bent or straight to roll yourself all the way up to standing. Keep your arms as high as you possibly can and then allow yourself to relax. So we don't need the TheraBand now anymore. So you're going to come down onto the floor in a downward dog position. And you're just going to have a little bit of a free movement here. I'm marching my feet around. You can take a twist, you can keep the arms straight, you can bend the arms, whatever it is that you need to do. And then we're going to come into our downward dog, upward dog sequence. This is a yummy stretching sequence. So really, again, like the cat and cow stretch standing, really feel all parts of your spine. It's a little bit of work on the arms and a little bit of work on the abs, but who hates that, right? Everybody loves that. So rolling through, lifting the hips. Smiling is compulsory in this one, especially as we hit that up dog position. Chin up. And again, you can spend a little bit of time in any of these positions before you move on. You can just pause this video and hang fire. We are then coming into a wrist prep. Now, we should have probably done this before downward dog, but actually it's really good to do before this next exercise. So all I'm doing is keeping the bases of my fingers down on the floor whilst lifting the heels of my hands and my thumbs. It is much easier, this exercise, if your knees are closer. So if you want to make this more of a challenge, you can walk the knees back into a bit of a lengthened push-up position or a full push-up position. And then we're going to roll ourselves around in circles, keeping both hands flat on the floor, rolling in one direction 4 times. And then reversing that direction. Continuing to breathe here. This is all about feel-good stretches for the wrists. And now into one of my favorite exercises. Thread the needle. Opening the chest out to the side, threading the hand through and bending the supporting arm. And then opening back out again. It's a little bit of work on that supporting arm, but it's worth it for the stretch that you get. Breathing in to open, breathing out to thread through, and again, spend a little bit more time in the twist if you need it. And on this last one, we're just going to hold here for 2 or 3 breaths. And then once you're ready, changing sides. Opening the arms out, breathing in, and then breathing out, threading through. Notice if one side is a little bit tighter. Notice if your knees are coming into play, if your spine or if your hips are a little bit tight. And also notice what your breath's doing. So for our next exercise, you want to be seated in a comfortable position. From there, placing the hands on tops of the shoulders and drawing circles on the walls to the side of you with your elbows. We want to really think about keep all of the postural muscles nice and engaged. The back wants to be lifted. We want to pull the abdominals in, and we just want to find a bit of space between the ribs and the hips. The shoulder joints are getting nice and oiled here. So just breathing in as we lift the arms up and breathing out as we allow them to relax. Taking a bit of a full body yawn here as we sit down. And what a perfect way to finish off this stretching sequence with other than TikTok with the knees. So lying down on your back, arms out to the side. If your back is okay, you're going to take your legs into tabletop. If not, just drop your feet down towards the floor. Breathing in to drop your knees to the side. Breathing out to relax. And taking your time, there is no rush here. And if you want to, you can think about extending both legs to straight to get a little bit more of a twist, a little bit more of a stretch across the backs of the legs. And you can turn the head towards the opposite side to get an extra twist in this exercise. And when you're ready, bending the legs and bringing the legs in towards the chest and changing sides one last time. Remembering to turn your head to the opposite side to increase the stretch and the twist in this movement. And when you're ready, bending the legs, bringing the legs back up through center, and bringing yourself to seated. Your upper body stretch is all complete.